Is it too late to buy an Airbnb in 2024? And you see these emails where you can buy this beautiful cabin for $1.1 million. And better yet, it'll even make you $178,000 a year. But is this too good to be true? I'm going to analyze this deal for you to tell you, is it cap or no cap? Are they lying? Let's break it down. Okay, so how do you even find and buy an Airbnb that makes money, that gives you profit in 2024? Is it a pipe dream? Did you miss it? Is it too late? This listing here for $1.1 million says, according to my email, could gross you $178,000 and be a 16% cash on cash return. That is twice as good as the S&P 500. But is it real? Are these numbers make sense? Can you believe what they say? Let's jump into it. So finding a profitable market is really important. And yes, you can find all these blogs about what's the best market, but sometimes you just get deals emailed to you and you need to be able to act on them quickly. So this one here is in Sierraville, Tennessee, which is in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. And this is the most visited national park. Let's actually look. How many visitors in the Smoky Mountains 2023? Whoa, there was 14.1 million visitors. It was the second busiest year ever, according to nationalparkservice.gov, which I think is a legit data source for the national park. So let's look at this listing here. We have this big 4-bedroom, 4-bath house at 3,200 square feet. So it's a huge house. Let's go through this together. Oh, that's a nice fireplace there. Big high ceilings, lots of wood, big leather couches. It's a nice kitchen, black appliances. And was that a sauna there? That's pretty cool. All right, tub, that's must be a bedroom. The decor, first off, is not great at all by any means. This does not, you buy a $1.1 million house and you can't even hide these cords. Come on. Huge house, big bedrooms, lots of tubs and showers. We got a game room here with a separate wet bar and some arcade. Cool. Air hockey. Theater. That's super fun. That must be the 4th bedroom. And we have a hot tub that's not on stilts and a very small grill with a non-matching rocking chair set. Lots of parking though, which is good. Okay. So that's the house. But what you really are here for is, do these numbers actually make sense? Can you generate $178,000 in revenue and a 16% cash on cash return? And of course, there's specific financing here. Extended payment plans up to 40 years. I bet you right now they're underwriting it on a 40-year mortgage, which depends if you can actually get it or not. So I'm going to assume right now that this would be cap and you can't get 16.8% cash on cash return. So let's jump into my calculator here. And this is a short-term rental purchase calculator. So let's just say that the purchase price was $1.125 million. Let's just assume a 10% down. So I'm not using the DSCR product, but let's go 10% down, 3% for closing costs. For furnishing, that's kind of a big house, but it's already furnished. So I would just need to do some decor. So let's say $7,500 to furnish it, $5,000 for some miscellaneous rehab. This could go up or down, just depending. If you have any holding costs right now, let's just say 1 month of mortgage payments, which at this could end up being, let's just say $10,000. Legal fees if you wanted to go ahead and put this under and hire an attorney to draft any documents. Let's just say interest rate, let's just say 7.7 on a second home loan. Let's go back. So why not? 7.88. By the way, this is a quick 5-minute underwriting. If you actually run these numbers and it looks good, that's when you start to go ahead and flush out more quotes. But for now, home insurance here is $400 according to Zillow. Property taxes are $300 a month. So let's go ahead and adjust my numbers to there. So if home insurance, to say, is $400, property taxes, that's a little high. It's at $300 a month according to Zillow. We can always verify on the county website, but for now, again, quick underwriting. Let's go 0.4. Let's change this to 4% less 3.5. So my monthly mortgage is $7,500 basically. Maintenance and CapEx, we're going to save 5% of gross revenue per month. And so let's add that here, which is 5% of, so it's this number times, let's go the monthly rate here. And then I'm going to adjust these numbers at the end. And so then we're going to have some electricity. Let's just say this is a big house. Let's say it's really going to be $400 a month. Water and sewer is going to be $150. But landscaping for some snow removal, let's just say I need a budget $200 a month for that. Internet, $50. Taxes and licenses, $50 a month. Sure, that could go up depending on what's required in that area. My insurance costs are already there, and some software fees to run this as a short-term rental is $50 a month. Now, if you're charging a management fee, you can have that here. So we'll play with this toggle. Let's just say, for example, right now I'm not going to have a property manager inside there. And let's just, instead of deleting that, let's make that 0. So now I want to see how much this can actually generate, right? What is the optimistic, realistic, and conservative underwriting? So according to Rabu, of course, it's saying that they're pulling 28 comps and it's projected to do $178,000 a year, which $178,000 divided by 12 is 14.8. So let's just say 14.8 could be the middle ground. And if I want to adjust, say 10% either way, let's say 15%. So 14,800 times 0.85 is 12,580. And then now 14,800 times 115, whoopsies, should be 1.15. It's 17,000. Okay, so the numbers actually might be able to pan out here. Now that's just one data source. The next thing you have to do is also make sure, do these all line up, right? So let's also see if I go to airdna.co and I want to see what AirDNA pulls. This is another scraper site here for AirDNA or for Airbnbs and VRBO. And so you should be able to put in the address. So I would like to put in an address. All right, it's saying put in a zip code. So let me put in a zip code, 37862, Sierraville. And I have to unlock this market. So of course I have to have a revenue calculator. All right, let's try this. If I can just do the revenue calculator. So let's copy and paste this into here now. All right, what do we got for me? Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, that is a significant difference. That's saying I can only get $131,000 in projected revenue, 70% occupancy. And of course, I need to upgrade to see more of the data here, which if you're buying a short-term rental, and actually look, well, it's 5 beds. There technically is 5 beds in this property that's in this listing, because if you remember, one of the bedrooms did have a double bedroom or a double bed in there. But this is the number of beds and the number of baths. If I move this to a 4-bedroom, and let's just say 4-bath at 10 guests, we're at $115,000 in projected revenue. At a 5-bed, that moves us to $145,000. So adding that one extra bedroom could generate you $30,000 per year. If you can renovate the house, that actually might be worth it, because I bet you it would cost less than 30 grand to add a bedroom if there's space. In this case, there's a 3,200 square foot house, so maybe there is space. But at $145,000, what does that do to our numbers? So initially, Rabu is saying, with their projections, we can get 20%. At a 40-year mortgage, again, that's looking pretty good. Although that doesn't change your mortgage payment that much. If you look at it from a 30-year payment, that's $7,400, and then tacking on 10 years of debt really only reduces the payment by $400, which is not as significant as I thought it would be. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into AirDNA's numbers, and I'm going to switch back to a 4-bed, 4-bath with 10 guests. And that gives us, bang, 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 $115,000. So at $115,000, 115 divided by 12 is $9,500, which I will already bet will not pan out on the realistic sense. And then if I decrease this by 10%, let's just say I'm going to go up $8,500. So let's go $8,000 here. And I'm going to go plus on this side here. $11,000 is my numbers. Okay, so these numbers are already accounting for 100% occupancy. So let's move that here. And I'll actually modify this calculator later to go ahead and add in for an average daily rate. But if any case, that's 100%, we are not looking very, very good. This would be a no deal for me. All right, so going back to the original underwriting now. Monthly rate, average daily rate, make that a $. And so this should equal this, and this should equal this, and this should equal this. X. Okay, so according to this here, according to data.rabu, my annual revenue should be $178,000 and at a 16% cash on cash return. Now, if the average daily rate is $538 and an occupancy of 60%, let's see what happens. So I'm going to update this to $538 and then a 60%, which monthly net, yeah, that's not that great. That's giving me a 2%. If my average ADR is $538 at 60%. That's not a deal. All right, let's see. I'm going to go into AirDNA. And so as I search this, going back to AirDNA, average daily rate's $523 at 60%, which if I'm plugging this in here at $523 at 60%, we are now on a conservative underwriting, negative 10%, a realistic at 0%, and optimistic at 10%. That's not a deal. That is not a deal. And this here is a furnishing calculator. So if you want to figure out how much it would cost, now this is based off of price per square foot. At $3,200, this is assuming that it's blank. You'd be spending a decent amount of money to furnish this house if you wanted to go low, medium, or high. So, I'm not sure this is worth it for you. By the way, quick insertion here. If you want to get this calculator for yourself, I have this linked in my bio, and this is actually my master calculator. So I have an intro on how to use the calculator, and then have a long-term rental calculator. There's an ARV calculator, a flip calculator, a BRRRR calculator, a short-term rental purchase calculator, and a rental arbitrage calculator. So you can use this for yourself and run your own numbers for your own investing. Now let's go back to the video. So obviously this deal does not pan out. But say it did. Let's just run the scenario and say that the average nightly rate was $650. And all of a sudden now it becomes an interesting deal that on a realistic sense could give me a 15%. Say I'm at the top of the market, I could be getting 28% cash on cash return. That's a significant difference. But my question is, would it be realistic? So the next thing I would do is if you have a deal that pencils out or doesn't pencil out, also have someone else as a sounding board to say, hey, like these are what I'm getting. Is this legit or not? What do you think? Honestly, I wouldn't move right now unless this actually gave me something above 15%, which means I'm going to have to ask for over a $250,000 price cut, which to me seems highly unlikely. But that's how you can manipulate the numbers to see if it works for you. Say, for example, you had a 15% DSCR and now your rate is 8.5%, but now it's not going against your personal credit because this is a business loan. Or at $900,000 purchase, it could work. But if you're looking at a $1.125 million purchase, oops, that's $11 million. Way too many. We're at a negative 5%, which this is a no deal. Anyways, I hope you found that helpful. That is exactly how I underwrite a deal for short-term rentals. So if you were looking at buying an Airbnb in 2024, I hope this gives you a little bit of insight into my mindset when we are thinking about our next Airbnb purchase. Again, my name's Josh Baldovino, and I'm a marketer and I'm a real estate investor, and we own 8 long-term rentals, manage 4 short-term rentals, and also co-GP and own a 111-unit apartment complex in Dallas. My goal for this channel is to share more tips about real estate investing and marketing. So if you're looking to get started in real estate investing this year, but you want to see how you can find a long-term rental, and yes, I did find a cash flowing long-term rental still in 2024, click this video here and I'll see you in the next video.